Hello and welcome to episode 196 of the Podiatry Business Podcast. The episode is called Why I Built a Virtual Version of Myself. So I'm Lorcan O'Donnell, I'm a podiatrist, I'm a clinic owner, and I am a business coach for podiatry clinics worldwide. I help podiatry clinics to build clinics that grow without it having to depend on them for everything. So in this episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about why I built a virtual version of myself for business coaching, what it actually does, and the bigger lesson really from this is because in the age of AI, information is cheap. It's free, really. You go to Chat-gpt and information, your patients are getting it too. Implementation is everything. Okay, so have you, as a clinic owner, ever wished that you could kind of sit down with someone that you've seen has already built the kind of clinic that you're trying to build or you wish to have or you aspire to, and you could just sit down and ask them, how do I do it? What should I fix first? Now, it's not that clinic owners are lazy. It's not that clinic owners are not smart. These are medically trained people at the end of the day. It's that they're busy, it's that you're busy, it's that you're in the middle of trying to keep everything running. And in most cases, and I have stood there, you can't see the wood for the trees. So what happens is you're not able to figure out where do I even start or how do I go from where I am to where I want to be. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take you behind the scenes of something I've just built recently called Virtual Lorcan. And you can try it. It's completely free. If you go to morepracticeprofits.com, you'll see up at the top Virtual Lorcan. You click in and you can log in and you can have a conversation with a virtual version of me as a business coach. Totally free. And it will help you to figure out and answer those questions that you're looking for. So what I want to do today is I want to basically take you behind the scenes of this, and more importantly, what you as a clinic owner can learn from it. Well, how you can use it to help you, and then B, what you can learn from it to apply to you yourself, your business, and so on. So let me start with the truth, really, the honest truth, and that is that I can only have so many conversations in a week with people, and that's frustrating because people will reach out to me aren't random. I take a lot of responsibility in being able to answer people and to help them, even those who aren't clients of mine. There are clinic owners who are under real pressure, and I know what that's like. They're working long weeks, long hours. They're having to carry payroll and all the overheads. They're trying to grow their business, but they're not really sure what levers they should pull in their business. And what they're looking for really is they're looking for help now and some guidance on how they can fix things. They want things to change now, not in 6 months, not in 12 months, and so on, not when their diaries kind of align. So what I kept seeing was the same situation. A clinic owner would need help. They're relatively motivated at that time, but there's a gap between when they're ready and when I'm able to get them in to have a chat with them and so on. And let's be honest, there's many more of you guys out there who have been afraid to reach out to people like me in case I sell you something, or because you might think, well, I don't have all my ducks in a row, I won't ask for help, or I won't get coaching, or I won't get business help until I'm in this position, or I have that next staff member, or I do X profit a month, or whatever the reason is. And I know exactly what you mean, because I remember it took me over 2 years before I reached out to someone to get any help, despite the fact I had already knew that I needed to get some help. And that gap, that time, costs momentum and it costs you money. It was 12 years of me running my business before I actually said I need to get some help on this. And I look back on that and I wish somebody had come to me after a year of running my business, or at the very start, and said, listen, you need to have help now, because I could have fast forward, I could have avoided 10 years of really, I was going to say hell, but of really hard struggle to getting my business. Now, the second thing then is that clinic owners don't need more ideas. There's ideas everywhere. Okay, what they need is a diagnosis of what's going on in their business. And they need to know when they're inside their business, what do I need to do next? Because when you're inside your business, everything you look at feels urgent, feels I need to change everything. My marketing doesn't look right, it feels urgent to fix that. My staff, fixing that. My recruitment, my retention, my culture, my cash flow. How do I manage my accounts? Everything feels urgent. But the question is, where do I start? What's the first domino that I should push over? And if you fix the wrong things first, what will often happen is you can waste months and you find actually you haven't changed the business where you want it to be. So my goal became pretty simple. Give podiatry clinic owners a way to get a clear plan with the least possible barrier to getting that off of me. Ideally completely for free, which is what I've done. And if they want me to help them implement the plan I give them, or virtual version of me gives them, great. They know where I am. They can reach out to me, they can join my group, and we will get on with that. If not, cool, they can take the plan that Virtual Lorcan has given them and they can implement it themselves. So essentially what I've done is I've built, like I said, a virtual Lorcan, a virtual basis of me. I've spent quite a while training Virtual Lorcan on what it needs to do to take a subjective from you as the clinic owner, to do an objective as a clinic owner, and then to give you an assessment and a plan of what you want to do. Next steps then, you can either take that plan, go away, implement it yourself, or of course you can join my coaching program and we will help you do it. So here's how it works. So you go to the landing page, asklorcan.morepracticeprofits.com, or you find it on morepracticeprofits.com, and it's going to talk to you. It's probably about a 10-minute conversation, and the more honest you are with Virtual Lorcan, and it isn't me, it's Virtual Lorcan, the more honest you can be with it, the better the outcome you're going to get, the better the plan you're going to be. It's like if a patient comes into you and only gives you half of their medical history, you're not going to be able to give them as good a treatment plan as if they are completely honest with you. So try to be as honest as you can with it. Be open about it, okay? So the first thing it does is it looks at where you are now. What's your current reality? What's happening in your clinic? What size is your team? How many rooms do you have? What's your capacity? Etc, etc. Now, if you don't know all of the answers, that's cool. Say, I don't know that answer. I don't know this answer, because that's how you make a diagnosis. So we look at where you are now. The second thing then is we look at how do you measure success. So what numbers are you looking at in your business? Do you track any numbers? Maybe you just track white spaces in your diary, and maybe you just track the how much cash is in your business account. That's okay. If that's what it is, that's what it is. At least we know what we need to fix. Do you look at any conversion numbers? Do you know what KPIs are? Etc. Do you know what your average patient value is, or your rebooking rates, etc, etc? Because again, it's that objective that allows us to go, okay, well, we also know what needs help here. Next stage, third stage, is we look at where do you want to get to? What is your goal, your emotional goal that we're looking for? So a patient comes into you and says, I've got plantar fasciitis pain, I've got heel pain, and I want to be able to run 5K in 26 minutes, and I need to be able to do it because I've signed up to a race in 12 weeks' time. So where do you want to go? What is the destination that you want? We want to know that, and Virtual Lorcan will ask you that. So what do you want your clinic to look like maybe in 6 months, 12 months, 2 years? You tell it what you want. And what does success mean for you in terms of how much cash profit do you want to make? How much time do you want to spend working in the business? Do you want to treat patients? Maybe you say you don't want to treat any patients. That's cool. Maybe you want to work 4 days a week and 1 day on the business. How much pressure or stress are you willing to take? What freedom do you want? And what I say to my clients is, what poison are you willing to swallow? Because that allows us then to say, well, okay, well, we know something different. So for example, if you only want to work 1 day a week, well, then you're not going to bring in as much cash as you would if you're working 4 days a week. So we got to build a business a bit differently. And that's okay. We can do that. Fourth stage then is Virtual Lorcan will ask you kind of what's stopping you from getting there. It wants to know essentially what you think is in the way and what you think the solution is, because we need to figure out what you're willing to do and so on. Then from all of this, I have trained it to basically figure out and give you a structured plan that is bespoke to your business. So it'll give a different plan to everyone else in phases. It won't just spit out a big plan. So essentially what it will do is say, look, these are the main things I see that you need to kind of work on over the next kind of while. This is probably what you should be doing over the next 90 days. And this is probably what you should be doing over the next 12 months. Now, if you ask it for a longer term plan, it will do that. But ultimately, I find planning beyond a year is kind of pointless, and the specifics should be for the next 90 days, and you can repeat that process as you go. So if you're listening to this, so if you're listening to this or you're watching this on YouTube and you feel that you don't have clarity on your business and don't know what to do, go and talk to Virtual Lorcan and get your plan, have it out, have a conversation and see where you go. But if you're a clinic owner, I want you to take away something else from this as well, okay? And that is clarity is expensive when you don't have it. So if you don't know what to fix first, what you're going to find is one of three things. That you're going to try to fix everything at once. You're just going to jump at the next tactic that you see it or comes across you, like new ads, maybe I need to get new staff, maybe I need to get this new software and so on. Or maybe you'll freeze and you'll do nothing at all because it all feels too big. And to be honest, that third one is what I see people do a lot. So Virtual Lorcan gives you that starting point. It tells you what to do next as well as the next steps. It takes 10 minutes and it's completely free. And it's not because I don't value my time. I do value my time. But I value momentum and I value giving something to people in advance for free. And I want to be really clear about something. Virtual Lorcan is not replacing me. It's just the first conversation. It's basically allowing you to open the door to have a conversation with me. Okay, it is not. Virtual Lorcan can give you some clarity, but it has not walked in my steps. It has not had sleepless nights wondering how I built a clinic that basically has me trapped. That's not making me enough money to allow me to buy a house. That's making me feel like, why did I ever leave that job? It has never had a staff member have the infamous "can I talk to you" conversation where you know they're about to quit and you don't know how you're going to get someone else in. It has not had to go in at 7 a.m. or 11 p.m. at 7 a.m. in the morning or 11 p.m. on a Friday night because the alarm has gone off, or open up because everyone else. And has never had to explain to your loved one why you're spending Sunday doing accounts because you can't afford to pay someone else to do it. Okay, so here's what I really want you to take away from this whole idea. And that is that we're entering a new world. And this new world is one where information is basically 100% free. So business information on what you should do, you can go to Chat-gpt and it will give you that. Your patients can get information completely for free on how to make a diagnosis and how to help themselves with the issues you're providing to them. So if you want marketing ideas, maybe you want business plans, you want pricing models, you can get them in seconds now for free. So value is no longer who has the best information. And this applies to all businesses, business coaching and podiatry clinics. The value is in who can help that person implement it, who can help you apply it, who can help you stay consistent long enough to see the results. Who has walked that before and has the experience to know what you're going through and help you get to that. And that's why I'm a big believer in giving away great information. Not just great information, but the best possible information that you can give away. Give it away for free because it's free anyway. So if information is free, the fastest way for you to build trust with your potential patients is to give away your best information. The stuff you would normally only explain to them when they're in the treatment room. Not in a complicated way, do it in a very simple, helpful, I get your problem, here's what I'm going to do to help you. So what you do is you teach before you sell. Now, patients don't wake up in the morning, they don't think, oh my God, I need to see a podiatrist. They think, why is my heel sore? Why is my forefoot sore? Why can't I run my 5K or do I need orthotics? And what they do then is they go and look for answers to that solution. up until recently, what they did is they would go and they would maybe ask Google, and then they would find someone like us to come and answer that question. Now they can get that information for free from Chat-gpt, Claude, all that kind of stuff, all that AI stuff that's out there. So what you have to do is you have to create content that answers those questions. Maybe you're doing short videos like I'm doing here. I put this up on YouTube. Maybe you're doing simple guides. Maybe you're doing FAQs. Maybe you're doing posts, blogs that explain what's normal, what's not, and what to do best. And when you do that, what happens is you stop competing on price, because you're building certainty and you're building influence and you're building authority in your area on those things. Now, what you want to do really is you want to get these people onto your marketing, onto your website, okay? Which is either built to get them to call now, and ideally AI might answer the phone, depending on what you want to do. Get them to book 24/7 online, so you got online booking and pushing them towards that, or capture their details and then follow up with them in an automated way. Now, I dealt with this last week in my last podcast in detail, how you should have AI automation everywhere throughout your website. That the old style brochure websites are gone. And what you need to do, thirdly, is you then need to make sure that you're automating the follow-up so those leads don't leak away. And here's the part that most clinics miss. They post good content and they hope that the patient would call, but hope isn't a system. What you really want is you want an automated follow-up system that does this for you, and you want to have it AI. So I give an example. In my clinic, just this week, I have physiotherapists and podiatrists work for me, and in 3 occasions staff came to me over a 24 period and said, I just had a patient in and I asked them, where did you come and see us, or who sent you to see us? And they said, well, I went to Chat-gpt and I typed in what was wrong with me, and one guy knew he had a metatarsal pain, and Chat-gpt said, you probably have this, and this is probably what you would do to fix it. I think in one case it said you probably need orthotics. And then I asked Chat-gpt, tell me the top 3 clinics I should go to, and you guys came top. Now that didn't happen by accident. That happened because in my clinic and in my clients' clinics that we do marketing for, what we've been doing for the past 9-12 months is writing information content, this is what I'm talking about now, for free, giving it away so that search engines like Chat-gpt and even Google do this now, can then say, well, okay, here is the information, because they have to get it from somewhere, give it to those clients, and then they recommend us, because these AI search engines recognize that we are the authority. This is the new marketing and of 2026 and beyond. This is the new reality. So that is the patient's version of Virtual Lorcan. They're sent to my website where our AI systems will have conversations with them, will triage them and get them to book in 24/7. So they can essentially talk to me and to my team, which we've trained up on us, about what to do with their foot pain 24/7, 365 days a year, and we give it to them. So the mindset shift I want you to think about is, give it away for free. Give away the information that you have up until now said to people, pay me first and then I will tell you. That is dead forever, because information is now free. So you should be the person giving that information away for free in a smart way that actually improves your business, and then charge to implement. Be seen as the authority and charge to implement. So what will happen is essentially patients will get the information for free, but then what are they going to do with it? They will still pay, and they will pay a premium price. It sets you apart from being the cheapest, etc. They will pay for a proper diagnosis, a proper treatment, hands-on care, personalized plans, and accountability and hand-holding and follow-through to get them from where they are to where they want to be. So don't be afraid to teach them, to give this away. Teaching is the new marketing. So this strategy, I have applied this in my own clinic. I have got my clients to apply it in their clinics. In the marketing that we do for podiatry clinics worldwide, we've been doing it for them. And now I'm applying this in a higher level way in my podiatry business coaching through Virtual Lorcan. It's completely free, it's there, and it will help you, and so go and give it a go. So if you want to have that first conversation with Virtual Lorcan, get your personalized plan for your business, it'll take you about 10 minutes. Be as honest as you can, and take it away, implement it yourself. That's cool with me. If we never speak, as long as I've helped you in some way. But if you want help with implementing it, if you want help with making sure it's implemented absolutely properly, with support, with accountability, you want to get there faster, then you know what to do. You simply ask Virtual Lorcan, and it will tell you how you can work with me, and we can go from there. So thanks for listening. I hope it helps, and I'll see you in the next episode.